April Neal for What's On with April Neal, because there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot of movies.
Yes, it's a strange year for award season.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of controversy. Amelia Perez. There's not really, in my opinion, as a voting member of the Critics' Choice Awards and other award entities, there isn't a clear, strong film, other than maybe one or two, in my opinion.
Oh, really?
For best film.
Ooh.
And I want to hear your opinion.
Okay.
I personally thought A Complete Unknown with Timothée Chalamet, story-wise, James Mangold's direction. He did Walk the Line, the Johnny Cash story.
Yes.
So
I want to see it. I have not had a chance to see it, but I do want to see it.
He knows how to do, biopics of musicians. And this is a really rich story. And I really didn't know that much about Bob Dylan until I watched this. Bob Dylan was a little before my time musically, even though I'm familiar with his music. And I thought it was incredible.
Ooh.
There's movies, Honora, that are being talked about being in the front runner, and I don't get it, because I saw Honora, and we were just talking about Mom Matters.
Yes.
And Honora is the type of film, I would say, it was fun, but at the same time, when I finished watching it, it was an ick feeling.
Ooh, really?
And if you have teenage girls or even teenage boys, the movie itself by Sean Baker, who does a lot of these movies about sex workers.
Yeah. It
kind of glorifies their lifestyle. It's like what our problem with Euphoria.
Got it.
Things that are in these shows or movies that aren't really great messages. And I loved the actress. She was the lead in Better Things, the eldest daughter. And she was fantastic. That was a great TV series on FX, Mikey Madsen. And she was also in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. She played one of the Manson, the little white face with the dark hair, the Manson killer kids. I'm deep respect for her, but
just you don't like the movie.
The movie left me feeling.
So you like the Bob Dylan movie, Honora?
It was a great story.
Not on April's high
Honora
list.
was creepy.
What about one of the most talked about movies this year? What about Wicked?
You and I are going to disagree on this.
Are you sure? Because you don't know what I think.
Okay, well, I'm not a fan of Wicked. I'm not. It was boring to me and too long, and I am not a musical. I was joking before. I'm not a musical film person, except for The Sound of Music, and that's only because I hate Nazis. I hate them so much. I hate the Nazis so much, and so The Sound of Music is like the only one is my exception. I could not sit through Wicked.
So would you say, though, that your gauge on Wicked is because it's just not a film for you, and the fact that it's a musical film?
It's a musical film. The story, it just never drew me in.
Okay.
It's like Cats to me.
I would say, we won't talk about Cats, but I will say, though, for a musical film, I was really impressed with the way the production was done.
The production,
and the actresses, I was really impressed with their performances. Very clearly, Ariana Grande, I didn't dislike her, but I wasn't like a big fan. After seeing her in this film, and then also she did a part in SNL. She hosted it.
Yes.
She has got chops.
Yes.
She's a multi-talent, and I
take nothing away from Ariana Grande or Revo. She's they're incredibly talented, but in total, it's just not my jam.
Yeah, totally understood. We only have a minute and a half.
Sure.
So, what films do you think are possibly going to be standout?
Well, I wish Sing Sing was getting more love from the Academy and from the Critics' Choice. And Sing Sing was an incredible film, and everyone needs to see this film. It's so uplifting.
I have not heard much about this.
He was wrongly incarcerated, and to get through the pain and the mental torture of being wrongly incarcerated, he created a theater group in the prison and got these really hard cases to kind of release past trauma through theater.
Is this based on a true story?
Yes.
Oh, this is very compelling.
It's a really
Sing.
fabulous film, and I urge everyone to see it. Sing Sing, and of course, Complete Unknown, great film. There was a goofy little film this year that was in some of the award categories called Hundreds of Beavers. Loved it. But I'm just a weirdo that way. And, Amelia Perez, I didn't like either. That was another one. And
so
really,
a real hit and miss year.
It was a weird year.
So would you say that the awards this year are going to be kind of all over the place? You just really don't know what to expect?
You're going to see Demi Moore, Idaho resident Demi Moore. There's Hundreds of Beavers. I love that movie. It was crazy. Demi Moore, people love her. They have feeling for her.
Yes.
She's very well loved and respected, and her work stands for itself. And I think she's going to clinch the Best Actress award. And then June Squibb from Thelma. She's 94, I believe, and she was the lead in Thelma.
This is a very disturbing picture that we're showing.
Yes, that's the substance. That movie was less substance and more flash. It was production design and colors. Dennis Quaid was amazing.
Did not have substance, but Dennis Quaid was great. April, we so appreciate your insight. I'm going to go watch Sing Sing. That sounds
great.
Absolutely fulfilling and amazing. All right, everyone stick around because it will be time to win with Idaho Today right after the break.